Agreed.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We could do five today, why not, right? So, how is everyone? Oh my God, Laura. So, I was actually reading your two emails that I have not responded to yet last night. And then our daughter started crying, and I could not actually finish it. And I never got a chance to respond. Our daughter last night was she just she practiced singing. That's the best I can say. She wanted to really stretch her lungs out, and she made the whole town know that she was practicing. So Laura, I will get to the emails today. I promise. I see everyone that comes in, and for those of you that don't know Laura, she's like one of the most amazing people you could ever meet. And she loves, well, one of our rhinos loves sending me emails, and like always has a lot of thoughts, which is amazing. And it just takes time to read through. And it's funny because whenever I'm doing anything in a day, I take, I handicap my task. So if I'm getting into a task, I immediately estimate how much time I'm going to spend doing it, and if that's the best use of time, and do I have other things. So when I see the emails, most of them are one sentence, two sentence, three sentences. I could do it very quickly. With Laura, because we have such a good relationship, her emails are like 17 paragraphs. And the cool part about it is it's, when we talk, we really get to talk. And because her emails are so thought out, I know that I'm going to need the time to actually give a full response to be equally a partner in our relationship. Long story short, that time always gets pushed back because I never have that time. And I actually did last night, and Laura, I'm sorry, I stink. Please don't hate me. Okay, now that I've done my penance, right? A couple of things. So yesterday was Rhino Christmas, went really well. The coolest part about it was that I emailed. Well, I tried my best to email everyone personally, and then towards the last 200, I went ahead and grouped them into like 30 email groups. Like, hey, and I know who the people were, so I kind of like, if everyone was from London, like, gave a little personal flair to it because again, I didn't have the time to email every single person personally. One of the emails I sent as CC, not BCC. And for those that don't know the difference, when you CC anyone, everyone that's CC'd can see who CC'd. When you BCC, it's called blind CC. Everyone that you email cannot see the other people you email. So it's a good way of sending out a bulk email and allowing every person to feel that you sent it directly to them. The point of the story was I sent one of those 30 groups as a CC, and I felt really yucky. Because there is a common trust that we all have, right? Like, if I went ahead and every email I ever did, everyone that got the email can see everyone's email, it would feel kind of yucky. Like, and I don't need everyone knowing that now these people are going to market to me, kind of thing, So one of them, it was only 30, but I felt really. So if you're on this, there's a couple of hundred, so I can't really see everyone. But my apologies. Like and it's one of those things that like you want to email back and say you're sorry, but the only way to do that would be to do it all over again. It reminds me of a TV show I watched where this guy goes to another person's house because he was apologizing for coming unannounced the day before. And the person opens the door. He goes, "So you're coming over unannounced to apologize for coming over unannounced?" And it was that moment where he's like, "Oh, darn, I see." All right, anyway, I'm just rambling. So yesterday went really well. Oh, that was the point. That I actually got a chance to speak to I got a chance to speak to everyone that wanted to speak to me, if that makes sense. Because not everyone wants to speak to me every day. I'm live every day. So people are like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, leave me alone. Like, go away. But one of the gentlemen I spoke to for a half hour last night, it was like a 7 o'clock call. I had a couple of calls during the day. I actually had a couple of Zooms, a couple of emails back and forth of rhinos that were like, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a year. Like, what's up? How's everything? Oh, Deborah, by the way, thank you for the card. That was amazing. Tanja's is writing you a message today, and I told her to CC me in it, but the card you sent was wonderful. Thank you. Anyway, oh yeah, Carl, like duh. Carl joined yesterday. How cool. So the point I was getting at is when I had the opportunity to speak to everyone, you get to hear the good stuff, right? Like And I didn't know a different word than praise in the email today, but it really felt that way. Anthony, like, thank you for this. You're doing really good. The mission that we're on together, like, it really felt like a praise, although I'm not taking it personally, like people are praising me. They're praising the mission and thanking me for it. So that was kind of the word that came to mind. But I also get a lot of criticism. And that, honestly, if I had to select one thing about RHINO, that best illustrated or best represented the community, was they kick your butt. I remember last week I was on an RVP call and they all just kicked my butt. And it reminds me of when I was 20 and on Wall Street, I thought I was like the coolest kid in the world. And because I really was best performing, and I was 20 and everyone else was like 50. So I had this aura of like, I'm Anthony, I'm too cool. And you know, the world humbles you, especially the stock market. And I remember I was buying Crocs stock. Remember the shoes with the holes in it? And right before earnings, which is a really big event, the stock goes up a lot or down a lot because you get to see how they're actually doing. And I thought I was so smart. So I called 2 Crocs retail shops in every state, all 50 states of the United States. And I asked them how their holiday, sales were looking. And I disguised it. Hey, I'm running really late. I want to come to the store to buy my sister Crocs. Do you still have any? And what had happened was every single person's like, no, we're selling out. You better hurry up. And I took it as like, oh my God, the stock's gonna, like, they're selling a lot of Crocs. Like, this is super, super cool. What I didn't realize was that of course they would say that. They're a retail shop. They want to get you in there. Hurry, you better get there. And the sales weren't that good. But because I misread that data or I misinterpreted it, I got on the phone with all of my clients. We're buying Croc stock. It's going to work out. And I told them what I did. So it wasn't like I knew something they didn't, but they appreciated the work ethic that went into it. Wow, my financial advisor is willing to do this because everyone that knows me knows I'm going to do the work. That I'm not allergic to work. I will. The 2 things I hate most is having to sleep and having to use the bathroom because they're the biggest waste of my time, right? So long story short, the stock, I think, closed at like $67, and the next day it opened up at 35. It got sliced in half. And every single one of my clients were like, Anthony, you couldn't pick the winner of a 1-horse race. You couldn't even pick your nose right. Like, they beat me up. And I was 20. I went outside the office and I just started crying. And my boss comes out there. He goes, listen, you're probably like one of the most competent, like the most naturally gifted, like, young adults I've ever met. Like, get up, get back in there. These people are grown men. They're adults. They made this decision. Did you force them to buy it? No, you shared your research and this is what they did. And I started feeling a little better. And I go into the office and I'm thinking I'm going to walk into like, oh, don't worry, kid, it's okay. They made me stand up on my desk in the middle of the office, and every single manager, broker, everyone came out of their office and one by one took shots at me. Oh yeah, Aunt, you think you're so this? Well, what about this? Well, what about this? What about, and I was like, oh my God. And the point of the story is, I've never forgotten that. And you're never as good as you think you are while things are going good. And if you ever allow yourself to become so casual and so cavalier and so everything's fine, I'm God, you will get humbled. You will make a big mistake because you're not looking for it. And the point of the story is that's how I've always nurtured RHINO. Every single person knows they can lay it on me because I don't find it as criticism. I need to hear it. If I'm building something, or at least I'm stewarding something that the big idea is that I could touch everyone, well, it stands fair to reason that I need to hear the stuff, the bad stuff, or the stuff that needs to be fixed, or the stuff that we're not doing correctly. If I only nurture a community to tell me the good, well, then we're going to fail. Because that means the only people that are telling me stuff are all purposely telling me everything's good. They're completely either oblivious or ignoring the bad, which means not only do I believe things are good, but I'm being reinforced and told things are good. So what can I really change? Even if I think of changing something, everyone's telling me don't change it. So to that end, I learned a lot yesterday. more than well, not more than I care to share, but like it was a lot. I got beat up. Um, and I say that as like a badge of honor. Like I want to share that with you. I want you to know that not only am I constantly on it, right? Like I'm always thinking the shadow underneath my feet is the anvil over my head, right? Or the light at the end of the tunnel is a train coming at me. I don't ever I don't ever just believe it's going to be good. And my wife always says, hey, you really got to be more positive. And I'm like, I'm the most positive person in the world. She goes, yeah, but you're always looking for something that's going to go wrong. I go, because something always is going wrong. And if you don't see it, then, you're oblivious to it. And she goes, but you have to be more positive. You have to just speak it into existence. And that's why I married her, right? Like I love her. Like when life beats you up, she's, going to tell you everything's okay. And sometimes you need to hear that. And when that's the person you have at home, you did good. But you don't want that as, you don't want everyone doing that, right? Like you can't marry everyone, nor do you want everyone telling you your flatulence smells like roses, which my wife doesn't because she doesn't agree with that. The point of the story being, there's a lot of things that we need to do better. And we are. A lot of things, and I'm on it. So rather than coming out here today as a victory party, because anyone that could read the email could see the numbers, and they're really good. No, we have a lot of work to do, and I'm here, and I'm on it, right? So today I have to, the Rhino Bucks page that we used yesterday for Rhino Christmas is beautiful. So I repurposed it to just Rhino Bucks. And instead of saying, hey, listen, it's a 1 day, here's your Christmas special, it's give yourself a gift, join Rhino. So the deal is definitely done, right? Like that was a 1 day thing. But the page is exactly the same, just the button leads to joining Rhino. And the video is actually about a minute longer because it shares how to join Rhino. Like I actually did a screen share of it. And that's because people had told me, Anthony, why don't you show us how to actually do it? So I did it. So we need to go ahead and push that a little bit more, and not push down people's throats, but to go ahead and create awareness. So I'm actively looking at how to kind of do some more marketing funnels, have further reach, get more people to see us, stuff like that. Also, that page is so beautiful that RVP had shared with me, and can we do something like this for Rhino Street? Like that would make that page great too. So we are. I haven't spoken to RVP yet today, but I'm going to right after this call, that we're going to do that for next week, because Friday, oh my God, all our upgrade cycle to Rhino Street comes out. Oh my God. So not only do we have the ChatGPT integrated into it, which makes us actually stronger than Google. And I say that completely without hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. We now are stronger than Google. Because again, and you could go to the video yesterday or the day before, it's just different technologies. It's quantum computing versus ones and zeros. It's totally different. Secondly, though, we now have a third function that's coming into the upgrade cycle, which is an image search. I'm not going to share too much on that, but basically any image you ever want for the rest of your life, you type and press a button and you'll have it. You could type like, hey, I want a rhino eating a banana, right? Like, and you'll get it. What about sending 20 rhino? Oh yeah. So Frida, we're still doing that. That will be sent out Christmas morning. So we do have that data, right? Like that opt-in form. We just simply switched it because not many people were participating, but those that did, we will certainly honor. So that's that. So Friday, when we have the launch, the upgrade cycle, then we'll do the video of how it works, because that will be like super, super cool. All right, so we have that. Oh, bulk send. So one of our other rhinos beat me up yesterday saying, hey, Ant, like I bought Friday and I still don't have it. And so I did share it in the emails, but for me to go ahead and assume everyone's going to read my email every day is incorrect. And that incorrect assumption then becomes offensive, because then the person says, what, you think I'm going to read your email every day because you are like inconsistent? So I didn't say anything because I knew the checkmate of that conversation. Oh, cool. I should have. So I will check. And if I see, the difficulty with that form was, I don't know if it allowed you to, I don't know. I have to look, but I will. I'll look by after this call, probably like 12:30 or something, not 12:30, 10:30. What was I saying? Yeah. So I think the bulk send. So the reason we didn't do it Monday was because RHINO Christmas was yesterday, so we figured we do it all at once. The idea being it's best to do something one time than do it twice, because when you do it twice, you have two times the chance of making a mistake, right? So you like to do it once. So we're doing that today, and I will have it out by 4 p.m. That bulk send is going to include every purchase since Thursday, I believe, and I'll check obviously, but I believe the cutoff was since Thursday. So any purchase that's been made since Thursday, that coin will come to you today into your wallet. Also, everyone that participated in RHINO Christmas, that coin is coming to your wallet today as well. The hope is that the bot will be real time tomorrow. I will be checking with my team today because that's kind of like needs to happen, which I got beaten up about yesterday as well. But I will have the update for that tomorrow morning. So, let's just leave it there, right? Everything's good. There's stuff that could get better. We know it. We have a lot of participation yesterday. We're well funded. Oh, two more things. So the marketing company that I shared, I'm confused about the wallet. Is that something I need to set up separately? Yeah. So actually, you know what, Carl? I'll email you personally right after this call. And I'll give you the instructions to do it. Actually, it's just rhinoretirement.com, which I'll send it to you. Yeah, so the marketing firm went ahead and said, listen, we're going to take a pass. You guys are just too small. And, they complimented us a couple of times, but to their credit, they're really big. We're not as big. And they would have the ability to move us much higher very quickly. And that wouldn't mean that we deserved it, although I believe we would, right? But it doesn't mean that we doubled or tripled on our own merits. It means that we doubled or tripled just simply on the traffic they're able to send over, which can then lead to an outcome that if that wasn't merited, if that wasn't earned on your own merits, then the people could come and people could leave just as quickly. And a company like that does not want to be associated with any type of real volatile, like we got everyone in and then it crashed, right? So we understand and respect that. Another individual actually messaged us yesterday wanting to participate. They've been in the crypto space, specifically our space, for over 8 years, and they have their own launch going January, and it's like a big wig from New York City, looking to take an equity stake, so a 6-figure investment. So I have to actually message them back today and set up time to talk. But this individual took up about an hour of my time yesterday texting back and forth. So again, yesterday was a long day. Well, they just don't know what they don't. Oh my God, Robbie! For those that don't know Robbie, she is love. Okay, I'm got work, guys. Stop talking to me. I do that to my son all the time. Stop talking to me so much. And he cracks up. So I hope you laughed as well. But I love you. Everything went really, really well. And I can honestly say, well, first of all, I hate when people say I can honestly say, because what does that mean? You were lying every other time. But I think I'm just trying to I don't know. Basically trying to say every day we're always better than the day before. But after a day like yesterday, you can multiply that by 100. Like we're in cloud 9 right now. So love everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.